Y'all.
Hey, how's it going out there, everybody?
All right. Sports.
Sports indeed. Everyone knows that LeBron James is the greatest individual basketball player of all time.
LeBron James is the greatest individual basketball player of all time. A lot of people want to compare him to Mike, him to Magic, him to Kareem, him to... I mean, you can go at it all day. First of all, he's the greatest small forward, positionary player, hands down. He's the best all-around player that ever lived.
Easily.
I mean, I could try and make an argument for Jordan, but what's the one argument they have? What's the one argument they all have? The rings.
6 rings.
That's it.
That alone does not make you the greatest of all time.
I mean, does that make the Pittsburgh Steelers the greatest football team that ever lived?
Let's think about it this way. Everybody calls Muhammad Ali the greatest boxer of all time. And it's really, really difficult to argue with any of that. However, he has 3 losses.
Big losses at that.
Whereas the other person in the discussion, Floyd Mayweather Jr., has 0 losses across multiple weight classes.
And like I said,
multiple
with
belts.
Boxing is a generational thing. With basketball, it can be a generational thing because it was a different basketball. So yes, if you want to add that, absolutely. It was a different basketball. If you wanted to earn a bucket, you have to pay for it once upon a time. Now, if you want to throw one behind your back, eyes closed, you ain't nobody going to so much as breathing you. You still fall and get the foul. So yes, it's a different type of basketball, but Jordan was a scorer. He facilitated somewhat. He's a great defender. Great defender. Nobody can take that from him. But what bothers me is when people use the whole super team argument, as if Scottie Pippen wasn't the second best player in the NBA at the time, as if he didn't have, during his 96 and 98 run, like he didn't have the best defensive player of all time, probably. Arguably Dennis Rodman.
What I don't understand is why does nobody give props to Bill Paxson, who was elected to the Naismith Collegiate Hall of Fame.
Steve Kerr,
also elected to the Naismith College Hall of Fame.
Tony Kukoc.
He's not elected to the Naismith College.
He got paid more than Pippen. He got paid more than Pippen, who was better. Pippen was better than him. Pippen went to the playoffs without Mike. All right? When he retired, Pippen carried the team. And in that year, Kukoc got paid more than Pippen. Despite the fact that Pippen put the team on his back. All right?
That's just a bad
and
deal.
People, and then also the argument I like that people use is, oh, well, they didn't have private conversations and plan this in the background. First of all, who gives a shit what they did? So you're mad at a bunch of black guys got together and got smart? Is that what we're mad at?
And here's how do we know they didn't? I mean, after all, it's not like they didn't have phones at all just because they were rotary.
Since the birth of free agency, players and management have courted free agents. Dennis Rodman was courted, and he was courted by Michael Jordan. He was. They didn't have a card game, go on vacation together, maybe. All right? But he was courted by him, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been going on for decades.
Probably met in North Korea.
Probably.
Said, hey, why don't you come play for the Bulls?
People act like these guys weren't best friends back in the day. Michael Jordan and Patrick Ewing were best friends. People don't know that because there wasn't Instagram back in the day. We didn't see them on vacation in the Bahamas on the same banana boat because we didn't have that back in the day.
The anonymity was so easy to maintain.
And you never saw that during the game. The way they battled each other. Because they were out to beat each other. But you best believe when they got talent for Jordan, he took that goddamn talent. Because Dennis Rodman was nothing to sneeze at. Pippen was nothing to sneeze at. Pippen is still better. To me, Pippen is still better. He would still be a top 4, top 5 player, small forward right now. Pippen. All right? Two-way player. Scores out the ass. Facilitator. During the NBA Finals, Pippen had more numbers than Michael Jordan. Jordan had scoring. He was the scorer. Everyone knew that. That's what you hired the man for.
There were several times where Jordan threw up stinkers of a game.
Absolutely.
Sometimes his shooting was as low as 28%. Sometimes his shooting in the finals we're talking about as low as 28%. Scoring maybe 14 points, 6 of them coming at the line.
He had the double nickels and all that.
Come
63 points. We know all about that. But he had bad games like everybody else. He left basketball, and guess whose fault that was? That was no one's fault but his. You can't put that against him.
I blame Stern for that.
You can't put that against LeBron because LeBron chose to stay in the game. He could have went and he owns a piece of Manchester United, doesn't he?
Yes.
He can do many things. He's done TV shows. He's done all types of shit. But he's still playing.
Remember early in his career when he would occasionally show up at Brown's training camp and just either throw the ball,
Dallas Cowboys,
or catch the ball, run around and run routes.
Yeah, he decided to stay in the game. Jordan did not because he felt sentimental about his father and he wanted to play baseball. It should probably make him proud. Blah blah blah. You can try and swing it whatever way you want. He made a personal decision, and that's no one's fault but his own. All right, he's got the 6 rings. That's the end of the argument. That's what you got. He took a year off. He had 6 rings, and he didn't have a super team. Yes, he did have a super team.
As I recall, when LeBron James left Cleveland, Cleveland didn't make the playoffs until LeBron James returned.
He had no one.
When Michael
hasn't missed the
Jordan
finals yet.
left the the Bulls,
They went to the playoffs without him.
they made it to the second round.
Without him. And when he was by himself, he couldn't win it. He couldn't get past Isaiah. He couldn't get past Magic. It wasn't happening.
Dumars shut him down.
Let's cut the shit. LeBron James is the best basketball player alive.
Here's something that everyone should remember.
Now, wait, I just want to, before you say anything, let's not get this twisted. If I want to win a game, I want Jordan on my team. Personal choice.
Wow.
I'm not going to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
I mean,
If I want to win a championship, I want Jordan on my team.
I mean, I get it, but
But of course, I'm going to need to cast the people.
if I want to win a series, not just a game in the fourth quarter, with .04 seconds left.
I want that guy that's gonna.
LeBron James.
I want that guy just because it fits my personality better. I want that guy that's gonna fucking kill you if he has to get past you. There's no stopping you. That's what Michael Jordan was, and that's why people still regard him as the greatest. That's what I would guess because he was one of the last assassins, the fucking alpha males. It wasn't no bullshit for him. It wasn't, because he had his problems like everybody else, excluding LeBron James, who happens to be a fucking angel behind the scenes.
I don't know why we don't give that man more credit for what he's done.
I don't know either.
I mean, the guy married his high school sweetheart. He's contributing to his community.
Michael Jordan was forced to marry his pregnant girlfriend.
And that didn't exactly work out the way he wanted it to.
It was a gambleaholic.
A degenerate at that.
Divorced his wife. He had but he was human. Once again, I don't hold that kind of stuff against people. But it's true. We should hold LeBron in a high regard because he holds such a high standard. He set the bar in sports for what Charles Barkley would consider, I'm not your role model. Well, LeBron James is something my kids could look up to.
That man is a class act.
Even when he talks politics, he does it in such a professional, personal way. And I admire that. Of course, he's a king of flop. But you know what? What I care about is show me. Don't tell me, show me. And he shows me a lot.
Night after night. Very few people I consider to be really competitive in terms of regular season and playoffs as much as LeBron James. That guy he wants to win. He wants to win right, and he's going to continue to win.
Let me say, if you have the opportunity to get this guy, that guy, listen. If I can get my enemy right to help me to my goal, I'm going to do that. Right? If my friend isn't helping me, and I see my enemy who's as good as me, right? That's a show of power. If you can get your enemy on your side, right? If you haven't read 48 Laws of Power, give that a read.
Please do so.
You get your enemy, right? To get to your goal, to become your ally, right? That in itself is more rewarding than any friend. That shows that what you can do. Because all your friends will go along for the ride. Yeah, we contribute, but our enemy has something to prove. You understand? That's straight from the 48 Laws of Power. Check that out. Robert Greene.